Now that we've finished sculpting our desk, mug, pen, and paper, we're going to be adding a little bit of texture to them. And texture can be very complicated, but we're just going to cover one simple way of doing it, and we're going to go to texture paint. In order to do that, first I'm going to select an object, and we're going to start with our desk. And we're just going to do some really simple painting. We've got two panes here. I'm actually just going to use the right side for this. So we've got in purple the object that we're editing right now, which is our desk. And what I'm going to do is we're going to add a texture to it. So we can hit the little plus button right here on the right side next to textures. And we're going to add base color to it. Let me give it a name, call it desk. And we can actually just select a color here and maybe try to find kind of a nice wood color. Let's see, probably a little darker than that. There you go. That looks pretty good to me. Nice. All right, and maybe we'll just leave it at that for our desk. And now we're going to go back to layout and pick our next object. Of course, you'll notice that they're not colored in the layout mode, but we'll be able to see the colors when we go to render it in the next video. So we'll do our mug now as well, and we'll start off also just using the paint bucket here. And we'll give it a base color, and well, it's a mug, so it could be whatever color we want. Why don't we make it kind of red? There you go. We'll go with pink. And another thing we can do after we have colored it is we can actually paint a little bit more on it. So we have these different tools over here on the right side. I'm going to use just the draw tool here and just give a quick example of how this works. And along the top we have all these different controls. So right now, here's my color, it's white, and we're going to go a little bit smaller than that and maybe pick a different color. There's also some tools. For example, we can draw a line instead of a dot, but we're just going to stick with this, and maybe we'll put a nice little yellow smiley face on our mug for now and say that that's good enough. All right, there's my smiley face mug. Well, let's go back and pick another object and finish adding in our textures. So now we've got the paper here. We're just going to keep it really simple with kind of white base color. That actually looks pretty good to me. We'll go with that. And then let's do the pencil as well. And this one maybe we'll add a little bit extra in, just like we did for the mug. So again, we're going to add in a texture with the base color, and we'll make it look like one of those number 2 pencils, I guess. See if we could find, yeah, maybe it looks kind of like that. That seems about right. And then what we could do to make it a little bit fancier is maybe paint the tip with first a little bit of white. Actually gonna increase the radius here. Let's go 50 again. And then we could maybe add in a black tip now. Let's see if we could do the other side here as well. Okay, if you get too zoomed in, it can be a little bit hard to pan and do the other actions, but we found it. Alright, and then we could just add a little bit of black on the end here, the pencil tip. That looks pretty good overall, I think. Great. Okay, so those are our textures. Like I said, there's a lot more that can be done with textures, and so if you're interested in them, some things that you could look up or consider are using texture images, using UVs, materials, or also playing with things like roughness as well. In the next video, we're going to look at rendering our image.